Now I'm widely considered to be a professional at this. And as such, I don't think I've ever actually crashed my bike. But sometimes I'm forced to ride with my considerably less talented friends. And for that reason, I always have a ready supply of first aid type stuffs on hand.
Oh, jeez! Oh! Can you
front wheel car, eh?
Yeah, I kind of can you get my bike off me?
Not that I've ever needed it myself, obviously. Mountain biking is a high-risk sport. There's no real getting away from that. And it's good to be a little bit prepared for when the inevitable happens. As they say, it's good to have something and not need it, than need it, not have. Now, of course, none of these crashes were me, obviously. Check that out. And now, after a little bit of an extended intro, let's get down to the brass tacks of this. What is it that I carry for when shit goes wrong? We're going to start off with the basics. Of course, we carry a variety of different plasters with. And I also have with these butterfly sutures. I've actually used these before. They were given to me by a guy on the trail. Fortunately, I didn't have any with me at the time, but I definitely do have them with me now. Very, very handy when you gash your leg up on your pedal like an idiot. And then, of course, I carry some smaller plasters and some bigger plasters. These are always handy. Bit of road rash, bit of cuts, bit of grazes. Also have a bit of a compression strip in there and a couple more compression wraps. These things are like properly super handy. So I have them in two different sizes. Never know when you're going to need to really bolt something down, stop it from bleeding. And on that note, had this Afrikaans teacher in school. He always used to carry these in the first aid kit when we went into school trips. Very handy thing to have because occasionally you will have a bit of a gusher. And for that, you're going to need something that is both sterile as well as super absorbent. So why not use something that's both sterile as well as super absorbent? I carry a couple of these inside the first aid kit as well. Never know when you're going to need to pop one of these open and compress it down on a nice bleedy wound. Cheapest chips, sanitary, got them in there. Segueing nicely into bandages. Got to have a couple of these. I keep a few different types in. Very good to have if you need to do a compression wrap. You never know when you're going to need to bodge something together with these as well. Now, of course, collarbones being the favorite of mountain biking injuries. I also keep a bit of a handy sling in my backpack. I've actually popped my collarbone on a ride, and making a sling out of your GoPro chest mount strap is very much not a fun thing to do. You'd be surprised how difficult it is to get a chest mount strap on when your collarbone is broken. I've also got one of those sanitary mouth-to-mouth resuscitators, some medical sticky tape. What do they call this? Strapping tape? I don't know what they call it, but it's in there. Safety blanket. This is one of those little tin foil blanket things that I have in there. Really helps if somebody's had like a proper nasty spill and in a bit of shock and you need to wait for emergency services to get there. Very handy. Segueing nicely onto the old hip flask. Normally I have a bit of whiskey strapped into this, and it's in there. Mostly because if your friends need to sit around and wait for your dumb ass for crashing while the emergency services come, there's no reason why they shouldn't have a little bit of something to do while they're waiting. And then, of course, tweezers, safety pins, and a tiny pair of scissors. All odds and ends that can properly save your skin when shit goes wrong. And before we end this video, I just want to give a bit of a shout out to Piero, who tried to murder me the other night through the medium of Bacardi. Thanks for that, Piero.